name is Hemant Saria. I'm 33 years old. I live in Tampa, Florida, and I make about $110,000 a year. As a pilot, I would say I would prefer to have more time than money. As an individual, as a couple, there's only so much money you would need to have a comfortable life. So I believe it's finding the good balance. We like to do a lot of cooking ourselves. We spend a lot of money on groceries, $500 a month on groceries. So salsa classes would be about $50 a month. Growing up in Nepal, everything was money. If you didn't have the money, you couldn't afford it, simple as that. There was no credit system. The only credit system would be you take money from your friends or somebody who's trying to charge you a large amount of interest. I grew up in Nepal and my fiancee grew up in Poland. The way money works is completely different, especially in the United States. I do invest in gold, so I did buy some gold bars, and total liquid saving currently I have is about $18,000. I got into watches because of my colleagues in Taiwan. They love watches, so I learned about watches. So I spent some money on watches, especially from a brand called Rolex. So I bought a watch, it's called the Daytona, and I have another watch that I'm currently wearing, it's the BLNR. My salary was actually lower in United States. My first year salary was about $25,000. Compared to that, for the expenses you have in the United States, it's almost you're living below the poverty line in the United States. Once you become a captain, your salary will almost double. You can expect to make at least $200,000 to $250,000 a year. Another thing we tried to do with our lifestyle is to live a life of debt-free. So that's something I'm learning from my fiance. So I'm not planning to take any more loans and pay off all my debts, pay off my motorcycle, pay off my student debt as soon as possible. Me and my fiance, we like to travel quite a bit. Domestically, it's free. Internationally, there might be a tax, or may not be. So last month, I took a trip to visit my parents in Nepal. So I went to India, flew out of New York direct to New Delhi, and came back 3-4 days later, and I spent $0 for that. As a kid growing up in Asia, it's very common for the kids to take care of their parents when they get old. And it's not necessarily you take care of them by just sending money. It's the parents expect you to be there and physically help them out through their old age. but the least I could do right now is send them money. We are planning to have a wedding, most probably out in Europe, and we'll be planning to save that. Well, we do plan I might be starting a restaurant. I would like to sell dumplings, like a chain of dumpling stores around the US. Maybe that might be exciting. So that's something maybe I'm practicing in my kitchen. Might be on the market in a couple of years. So.